What would happen if you tried to surf a tsunami? Imagine the thrill of conquering an enormous wave, the kind that draws surfers to the ocean's most formidable challenges. Surfing big waves is not just a sport, it's an adventure that pits human skill and bravery against the raw power of the sea. Yet, there's a line where thrill spills into peril, especially with waves that tower stories high. But is a tsunami just another big wave, or is it something far more dangerous? To understand the danger, we first need to know what a tsunami really is. A tsunami is a series of ocean waves caused by large underwater disturbances, such as earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or landslides. Unlike the typical waves that surfers love, which are generated by wind, tsunamis are born from the violent displacement of water. Let's dive a bit deeper into how these giants are formed. Imagine the Earth's crust beneath the ocean floor shifting suddenly due to tectonic movements. This abrupt shift can push the overlying water upward, initiating a wave. This wave then grows in energy and speed as it travels across the ocean. The physics behind this phenomenon is staggering. The energy transferred from the Earth's crust to the water is immense, propelling the wave across vast stretches of ocean at speeds that can exceed 500 miles per hour. That's as fast as a commercial jet. Now, let's contrast this with regular ocean waves. Normal surfing waves are primarily caused by wind blowing across the surface of the water, transferring energy to the water molecules near the surface. These waves are generally predictable and follow a circular motion, losing energy gradually as they move toward the shore. Tsunamis, however, maintain their energy over much greater distances due to their massive volume and the enormous amount of energy involved. Moreover, while a surfing wave might be 6 to 10 feet high and provide a thrilling ride, a tsunami wave in deep water might not even appear that large. But don't be fooled. What makes tsunamis so destructive is not their height, but their sheer volume and speed. As they reach shallower waters near coastlines, their speed decreases, but their height can skyrocket dramatically, forming towering walls of water. So, unlike the surfing waves, which are surface phenomena, a tsunami is a massive movement of the ocean depth itself. Imagine the entire depth of the ocean in motion. This isn't just any wave, it's a tsunami, a force so monumental that its energy and volume dwarf almost anything else nature can hurl at us. To understand the sheer magnitude of a tsunami, consider this. While a typical surf wave might involve thousands of cubic meters of water, a tsunami involves millions to billions of cubic meters. This is comparable to the entire volume of water flowing through some of the world's largest rivers, unleashed in an instant across the ocean. The speed at which a tsunami travels is equally staggering. In deep water, these waves can race at speeds up to 500 miles per hour, akin to the velocity of a commercial jet. As they approach shallower coastal waters, their speed diminishes, but their height and power dramatically increase, often towering to heights of over 100 feet. But why is a tsunami so different and more dangerous than the typical wave surfers love? The key lies in its genesis. Tsunamis are primarily caused by undersea earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or landslides. These events displace massive amounts of water vertically, setting off waves that carry not just water, but also an immense amount of energy across vast distances. This energy is not visible in the way that surfable waves' energy is. In surfable waves, the energy is concentrated at the wave's crest and can be ridden. In contrast, a tsunami's energy is distributed throughout the depth of the wave, from the ocean's surface to its floor. This means the wave's power is not just in its height, but in the sheer volume of water moving as a single, unstoppable entity. Furthermore, the predictability of typical surfing waves allows surfers to read and ride them with skill. Tsunamis, however, are dangerously unpredictable. Their origins and the vast areas they affect make them impossible to anticipate in a way that would allow for safe surfing. This sheer power and unpredictability are what set tsunamis apart from the waves surfers typically ride. When a tsunami approaches the shore, the scenario changes dramatically. As the deep waters of the ocean give way to the shallower coastal areas, the behavior of a tsunami undergoes a terrifying transformation. Initially, as the tsunami travels across the deep ocean, it's relatively low in height, but incredibly fast. However, when it reaches shallower waters, the energy of the wave is compressed upwards due to the decreasing depth, causing the wave height to increase dramatically. Imagine a wave that was only 3 feet high in the open ocean suddenly swelling to 30 feet or more. This isn't just a larger wave, it's a massive wall of water carrying with it the power of the entire ocean behind it. As this colossal wave crashes onto the shore, it doesn't simply wet the coastline, it reshapes it. Beaches, cliffs, and even the seabed itself can be drastically altered. The impact of such a wave is devastating. Historical events have shown us the sheer destructive power of tsunamis. Take, for example, the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, which obliterated entire coastal communities, claiming over 200,000 lives and causing billions in economic damage. Or the 2011 disaster in Japan, where waves reached heights of over 40 feet, sweeping away cars, homes, and triggering nuclear accidents. These events underscore a critical point. A tsunami is not a wave to ride. It's a natural disaster. It's not just water. It's a wall of destruction. So, back to our initial question. Can you surf a tsunami? Well, the idea might sound thrilling to the extreme sports enthusiast, but the reality is far from feasible. Let's break down the technical impossibilities and inherent dangers of attempting such a feat. Firstly, unlike the ocean wave surfers are accustomed to, a tsunami does not have a predictable break. Regular surfing waves are formed by winds and tides, creating rolling waves that surfers can ride near the coastline. Tsunamis, however, are generated by abrupt geological events like earthquakes or volcanic eruptions under the sea. These waves don't gently roll towards the shore, they surge forward with immense power and speed, resembling a rapidly rising tide more than a wave you can surf. Moreover, the water during a tsunami is heavily laden with debris. Everything from uprooted trees, cars, parts of buildings, and other hazardous materials are swept up in the wave. Imagine trying to navigate a surfboard in such conditions. It's not only impractical but extremely dangerous. And speaking of danger, the sheer force of a tsunami is overwhelming. When a tsunami approaches, it does so with such force that it can penetrate kilometers inland, destroying everything in its path. The energy in a tsunami wave is exponentially greater than that of any wave any surfer has ever attempted to ride. For perspective, while a big wave surfer might tackle a wave with thousands of horsepower, a tsunami can unleash the equivalent of millions of horsepower. It's not a wave, it's a wall of water and energy that no person could hope to ride and control. This overwhelming force, combined with unpredictable water patterns and deadly debris, makes the notion of surfing a tsunami not just impractical but life-threatening. It's not about the skill or courage of a surfer. The ocean's dynamics during a tsunami are simply beyond human capability to navigate safely. It's clear that surfing a tsunami isn't a challenge, it's a suicide mission. Today, we've uncovered just how ferocious a tsunami can be. It's a natural phenomenon that holds the power to reshape coastlines, demolish towns, and alter lives in an instant. Throughout this exploration, it's become evident that tsunamis are not merely large waves, they are massive forces of nature generated by seismic events under the sea, such as earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Recall the stunning power a tsunami wields. A single wave can travel across oceans at speeds comparable to a commercial jet. Upon reaching shallow waters, its speed decreases, but its height can surge to overwhelming proportions, sometimes exceeding 30 feet. These aren't the rolling waves surfers dream of. These are walls of water carrying immense energy and debris, obliterating everything in their path. The impact of such a wave is catastrophic. We've seen how a tsunami can erase entire communities, sweeping away homes, vehicles, and people. The aftermath is often a scene of devastation, with communities needing years, if not decades, to recover. This power is not something to be underestimated or revered as a challenge for thrill seekers. Moreover, the impossibility of surfing a tsunami should now be clear. Unlike oceanic waves, which surfers ride for sport, a tsunami is chaotic and destructive, with no predictable pattern or surface to glide upon. It's a bearer of rubble, not rideable waves. This brings us to an essential conclusion: the importance of respecting the power of nature. Understanding and respecting these natural forces is crucial, especially for those living in coastal areas. Preparedness and adherence to safety guidelines can save lives. Education on evacuation routes, early warning systems, and community drills are vital components of disaster readiness. In essence, the awe-inspiring force of a tsunami should remind us of our limits and vulnerabilities. It teaches us to hold a profound respect for the Earth's dynamic systems and to prioritize safety over spectacle. Remember, some waves are meant to be admired from a distance, not challenged.